Good morning and welcome to the Mindfulness Tree Meditation Community as we gather together and look at calmly facing the 8 worldly winds. And hi, Gail. And in Buddhism, the Buddha and whoever recorded all of his sayings love to put things into numerical order. So 8 worldly winds that we're going to be looking at. Now, it's interesting that if you've ever seen the wheel that signifies Buddhism, normally, and she mentions this in the book, that the 8 spokes are the Eightfold Noble Path that the Buddha taught upon his awakening. And there are 3 times during the Buddhist life, they're called the turning of the wheel, turning of the Dharma wheel that are part of the tradition. But I thought it was interesting that our author talks about them also representing the 4 or the 8 worldly winds that are 4 pairs of opposites that are turning constantly and reminding us that within this life, there's nothing set. We think something is a certain way and it changes. And those are pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, and fame and disrepute. And 4 things that we hope for in this life, but 4 things that we fear. And that wheel is always turning. And then too, I thought I would just mention, since I was in the Air Force, that the duty badge for a Christian is the cross. The duty badge for a Jewish chaplain is the Torah scrolls. And the duty badge for Buddhist chaplains is the wheel. And so if you ever are in a military situation and you don't know what faith the chaplain is, you look for their duty badge and it's the wheel. So, and then for Islam, it's the crescent. So those are the ones. But the whole point about the worldly winds is we can't control them. And they come without us asking for them. And not that we deserve them or we've done anything to merit them. And they come for all people. And it's really interesting to read the sutra that the Buddha talks about. And basically he says to the uneducated or that who hasn't been educated in the Dharma, this is, you face these, but then even those who are educated in the Dharma still has to face these. So very interesting. So that's what we're going to be doing, is using her image of the winds, but also the image of the wave, which I think is very interesting. I'm sorry about my voice. That a wave is only a wave because there's water. It can be high, low, but once it moves into the water, it's all the same. It's not distinct. And that helps us to understand this whole idea of no self. That when we give up all the ways we describe ourselves, we can settle into the depth of the water and experience the water. And that is the emptiness of not clinging to those ways we identify ourselves. So with that, write the bell. Listen, listen. Sound of the bell calls me back to my true self. We arrive and we settle, welcoming ourselves home to our true self. almost as if we've taken a snow globe and we shake it. We sit to meditate. The glitter settles so that we might see clearly. Just bringing your attention to your posture. Lining the spine from bottom to top. Aligning our mind to the present moment. So as we settle in, I'm going to share 5 remembrances that we used last week as a way of reminding ourselves of the impermanence we face each day. I am of the nature to grow old. I cannot escape growing old. I am of a nature to have ill health. I cannot escape having ill health. I am of a nature to die. I cannot escape death. Everything that I love, everything that I have is of a nature to change. I cannot escape losing them. My actions are my only possession. I cannot escape the consequences of my action. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. Come to the body. And realize that the body is breathing. It becomes our object or our anchor. So for the next few minutes, I invite you to follow the breath. And if thinking or feeling arises, bow to it and come back to the breath. Just notice where you feel the breath most prominently. Points at the nostrils, or the chest, or the lower belly. And allow it to carry you. And with mindfulness, investigating. feeling the softness and the openness that comes with mindfulness. If the mind wanders, smilingly invite it back. Follow the breath. And as you breathe, visualize your upper body from your waist up, reaching toward the sky like a tree. Now allow the lower part of your body to root down into the earth. Feel the solidness under your feet. And yet feel the openness of the tree rising to the sky. We need the earth to sustain us in this life, for food, for nourishment. We need water to sustain our life. And we need air that touches the tops of the trees to continue our life. And the heat of the sun warm our planet. And we dwell in these four elements. They're so much a part of our lives. Our interdependence with the elements and with the entire world. And with the support of the earth and the air that we breathe, we can rest and allow ourselves to be. Now, let yourself sit at the center of the wheel in that empty space where you can observe all 8 worldly winds blowing in and out. pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. Know the wheel of the worldly winds turns and turns. The eye of the wheel is still, and that's where you are. At the center, you can observe the circumstances of your life right now, the losses, the gains, the pleasure, the pain. But at the center, you can begin to get free from attachment and aversion. Continue to follow your breath and let yourself rest in the still center, jumping off the endless and exhausting hamster wheel for a time. And just observe, open up, and rest here. As you sit at the center, worldly winds are there, but without being tossed about, you can rest. You don't have to attach to them. And we realize that they are empty. They are not who we are. They don't define us. Now, see yourself as a wave on the ocean. You rise up out of the water and begin to move quickly. And there are other waves around you. The other waves around you are moving more slowly. You feel special because you can go faster. But then a huge wave comes by, dwarfing you and passing you by, making you feel small and insignificant. But you and the slower waves, and you and the faster, bigger waves are actually of the same nature. So letting go of your waveform, dive beneath the surface and sink down, down, down. Ready to rest in the embrace of the ocean and touch the truth of your nature as water. Here, there is no fast or slow, big or small. There is just water. Same substance that makes up the waves that were slower than you and the waves that were bigger than you. There's no more you because now you're just water. Just like mindfulness, let yourself enjoy being vast, immense, empty of a separate self, content to contain everything around you. There is no longer I and you. There is only we in this vast ocean. Now we open to awareness, using the image of the ocean if you'd like, or following the breath. Just notice what is there, sitting at the center of the wheel. Know that when the winds toss you about and the wheel turns, you can return to the center where there are no distinctions, no comparisons, but rather there is just one. your mind has wandered, just gently allow mindfulness to manifest and lead you back to the breath, or to the image that is the most helpful for you. Come to the end of this formal sitting. You can take these images, or whichever one is the most helpful for you, into walking meditation. So as we move to walking meditation, I need to let you know that there are several young people that are staying overnight all week here at the church. And so when you walk into the sanctuary, you're going to notice a lot of mattresses, air mattresses that are blown up. It is possible for us to find places to walk in the sanctuary. Some may need to walk between the pews to find the side areas, and maybe just a couple people in the center. The other thing is that the social hall is open, and so if you'd like to walk in the social hall, that's another option. But as we go into walking meditation, what I'd like you to do when you stop at the end of your path, just imagine yourself being at the center of that wheel and allow that stillness before you turn around and walk. And perhaps as the walking being the wave, stopping, going deep. And just use whatever image is helpful for you during the walking meditation. So I invite you to proceed to whatever place you want to make your path.